Every website you use today is under attack. Some hackers steal data, some shut down entire companies, some even control systems remotely. So, today I'm going to show you how these attacks actually work. So, first, let's understand types of hackers. So, not every hacker is a criminal. Some hackers protect systems. There are three main types of hackers. First one is white hat hackers. Then we have black hat hackers. And then we have gray hat hackers. So let's first understand what white hat hackers are. These hackers focus on security and finding vulnerabilities of an organization or a network. So these are responsible for defensive side. They find vulnerabilities and report to organizations like we do. Then we have black hat hackers. These hackers focuses on finding vulnerabilities and exploit them, and finally they tend to damage an organization. They find and exploit vulnerabilities in a system or network to cause damage to the organization. They will take advantage for their own benefit. So, don't be black hats. Then we have grey hat hackers. These hackers sometimes become white hat, the good guy, and sometimes becomes black hat, the bad guys, according to the situation. Suppose they are working for a company, they act as white hat, and if they are doing it for their own benefit and cause damage to the company, they are black hats. So it depends on the situation. Now let's talk about vulnerability, exploit, and payloads. Most cyber attacks follow this simple chain. First, hackers find a weakness called a vulnerability, then use an exploit to abuse it, and finally, they deliver a payload to control the system. So, let's first know what is vulnerability. This is the first step in any cyber attack, that is, to find a vulnerability. A vulnerability is simply a weakness in software or a website that can be abused by attackers. For example, imagine a login page that does not properly validate input. So we first log in with the password and username that we don't know. Okay, so this is our lab in which we are going to find SQL injection vulnerability allowing login bypass. So we only know the administrator is the username. So what we are going to do is, let's go and try. Let me just copy it, and here let's paste it, and any password. Let's say password, and let's try to log in. It said that invalid username or password. So let's try SQL injection to solve this lab. In login, we will use the same administrator, and we tried any random password, but we are not able to log in. So let's try our SQLi payload, that will be administrator dash and then or 1 is equals to 1 and dash dash, and in password we can use anything. Okay, and let's log in. See, we are logged in as administrator. So this is a classic SQL injection example where the website fails to validate user input. So now let's talk about exploit. So once a hacker finds a vulnerability, they uses an exploit. So an exploit is a piece of code or technique designed to take advantage of that vulnerability. One of the most famous exploit framework used by security researchers is Metasploit. So to start it, first we'll do service PostgreSQL start. It is used to launch the PostgreSQL database server in the background, which allows us to save and manage information. Now I'll need to give my password. So now I'll do MSF console to start Metasploit frameworks. Okay, so first of all, what we are going to do is we'll search for services, and here let's search for this FTP one. So to do that, what we are going to do is search vs ftpd, and as you can see we have an excellent exploit. So this is an exploit, so we'll use this exploit. To use it, so first of all let me tell you what I did was I searched for an exploit targeting a vulnerable FTP server. We'll use it like its number is 1, or we can give its name also like this one till here. We can give the name, but I'm using use 1. As you can see, we used it, and let me just clear it. So we'll use show options. So as you can see, is it required? No, 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 it's required. So our hosts are, okay, wait, set our hosts is 192.168.56.101. That is our target IP address. Let me just check it. This one, yeah, it's our IP address 56.101. Now we'll use run. Now, as you can see, it gave us found shell. Okay, so we have hacked into that server. Let's try to search ls, and we'll create a directory hacked. Okay, okay, it already exists. So as you can see here, yeah, so here we have, here we have hacked. So let me just do cd and go here. We have, just a second, yeah, so you can see I think hacked one. Okay, yeah, here it is. This is hacked. So what we're going to do is from here, let's just try to remove this hacked. Okay, wait, uh, okay, rm dash rf hacked. Yeah, so I hope it worked now. Let's do ls, and you can see we don't have a hacked directory here. So we can again create anything like make dir, and let's create YouTube. Okay, And let's see here. Wait. Now, as you can see, we have, oh, just a second. As you can see, we have a YouTube name directory here. So you can get to know that we have already hacked it. Okay. So what happens here is attacker uses an exploit code on vulnerable server and the server cracks open. Now the exploit has worked. The attacker has entered the system, but entering is not the goal. The goal was payload. A payload is the code that actually programs the attack, like stealing data, installing malware, or giving the attacker full control of the machine. This is where the attacker actually takes control. Now, I'll show you a reverse shell demo. So in Ubuntu, let's try netcat dash lvnp enp and 4444. So let's assume this as our attacker and the attacker is listening to a connection. Okay. So now what we are going to do is let's do bash dash c and this one. This is the code command, and as you can see we received a connection. So the attacker machine I can use who am I. So see, it's showing the victim user, that is Kali. And if we wait, if we did who am I here, see it's showing my name. So it means we are connected to Kali, as you can already see here. So we can view the victim files. What are the files that are here? Now, as you can see, the victim machine has connected back to the attacker. So this is called a reverse shell. From here, the attacker can run commands and explore files, install malwares, or move deeper into the network. So from here, we can see the victim computer has a reverse connection to attacker computer. So payload means system control. Remember this attack chain. Without a payload, the attacker gets inside but cannot do anything. So these were some of the terms which you should know before getting into cybersecurity. So I hope you learned something new, and if you did, please leave a like to the video. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe. And let's meet in another video. Till then, bye bye and happy hacking.
Hacking, bug bounty, earnings.